What was your question about the example in 10.3?
I just want to go over it again because I didn't understand what was going on in class.
Oh, okay. You just literally want to see this again.
Yeah, I just want to see it again.
That's easy. Okay, so what is the problem with this thing? Like, when they say simplify this stuff.
The square root of 5 and they get the square root.
Yeah, the bottom's sort of messy, right? So why would I care about the bottom being messy? I don't know. There's a good reason that you might want to know this technique later. Your motivation for doing this individual problem is probably pretty low. That's okay. Suffice it to say that it would be better if the bottom were cleaned up for a reason that will matter later. Okay? So, how do I clean up the bottom?
Put the continuum.
Yeah, I really would like the root 5 out of there, and I'd like to be able to combine this thing and that thing, right? I kind of can't, but I could kind of mimic difference of squares. Does that make sense?
Kind of.
Like this looks like half of difference of squares factored out, right?
Oh, yeah.
And if I were to square square root of 5, I would get 5. And if I were to square 3, I would get 9. And then they would be like terms, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's where the definition
yeah, so my goal is to mimic difference of squares here. So if this is half of difference of squares, what's the other half?
Root 5 plus 3.
The same stuff, right? But with a switched sign in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah? Because usually it's like, okay, there's x minus y and x plus y, and that gives you x squared plus y squared. Sorry, excuse me. Difference of squares gives you x squared minus y squared, right? So am I allowed to just rando multiply the bottom by this?
You gotta do it all. You gotta do the top.
Yeah, I got to do that to the top too, right? And that's the price you're going to pay on this one. So in exchange for getting rid of this kind of messiness on the bottom, I'm going to accrue some messiness on the top. It doesn't seem like a great trade-off, but there are good reasons later why it is a good trade-off. So what do I do with this?
You distribute the 12 to...
Okay, so I got 12 root 5s plus 36. This might or might not be a really great step to do. We'll see why that maybe would be a funny idea later. And then we're going to divide by what?
5 minus 9.
5 minus 9. How do you guys know that you're going to get 5 minus 9? Yeah.
And you get the exact same.
One, we could FOIL it, or we could notice that what we really have going on here is difference of squares, right? Which was the point.
Yeah. Okay.
So I should get root 5 squared minus 3 squared.
And the square cancels out the square
Yep.
root.
So the square root of 5 squared is 5. So I got 5 minus 9. And on the top, what have I got? Yeah, whatever you got. 12 root 5 minus plus 36. So then what can you do? Yeah, now I can do the thing I was kind of hoping for, right? I can simplify the bottom a little bit. Because 5 and 9 are like terms, right? So what do you get on the bottom?
Negative 4.
Oh wait, negative 4. Okay, and we've got 12 root 5 plus 36. What's your name again? Is it Nerese?
Yes.
Yes. And how old are you?
5.
Still 5. Cool. We'll check again next time. All right, what am I supposed to do with this? Yeah, I'd like to divide by negative 4, right? I'd like to simplify a little bit. And I kind of dorked something. You guys see that this would be easier if I hadn't multiplied the 12s in? Because what am I going to do now?
Take out.
Take out 12.
Yeah, I gotta take out, well, I don't have to take out a 12, but I gotta take a 4 out at least, right?
A -4 out of it.
And a -4 would be a better idea. So if you take a -4 out of the top, what are you left with? -3 root 5? Minus 9? And this is over?
He's giving you the are you crazy look.
Still -4. Are you canceling already? So I factored a -4 out of the top, right? I haven't changed anything up there. You're jumping and stuff, aren't you, Zach? So this is a 1z, right? We'll see that. Okay, so at my next step, I'm left with what? -3 root 5 minus 9.
And that's your answer?
And that is the best I can do.
Okay.
Is this objectively better than the thing I started with, this 12 over root 5 minus 3? A little bit. It's not a fraction anymore, at least, right? That's not always going to happen. Sometimes it will still be a fraction when you're done with this. But the bottom, at least, has gotten to be a really nice number. That will usually happen. Well, that's kind of the point of doing this. Other thing?
I have another question.
Anything more on this one?
No. I think that just on like Wednesday, I think we were like rushing through the problem. That's why like.
Yeah, I sort of crammed this one at the end. So, everybody good on this? What was the take home from this thing? Yeah, when you're struggling with one of these, right? You've got a square root of something minus something else. You might think to yourself, this guy might be a good idea. Is it definitely going to work? Definitely all the time?
No.
No, but it might be a good thing to try. Cool.